Hello traders and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 71. It's Ilya here, and as always I'm super glad to have you on my YouTube channel. As you know, in this video we're going to have a look at the market, how it developed, what opportunities did we have, what trades did me and the community take, and what can we potentially expect for the upcoming week. As you know, I always say it, Mondays are usually a little bit tricky, and the analysis that I provide you right now, take it just for educational purposes and just as a review of the week rather than just jumping on the market open and putting that order and then you see how the market reverses on you on Monday and then actually Tuesday goes in the direction. Hence why I always provide you with an analysis on Tuesday on my Telegram channel, so make sure to go in the caption and join it. So if it's your first time on the channel, I share weekly analysis every Saturday. I share educational content, and some from the emotional side as well are going to come. So make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell in order not to miss the content that is upcoming. I'm gonna break down a lot of trades in this video because we took a lot. It's been a great week, a little bit ping pong, a little bit choppy, but some of the pairs, especially the crosses and apart from the majors, the other pairs developed pretty nice. So let's have a look. What do we have? Let's go. Alright, as always, starting from the DXY weekly time frame, what you can see is that we're having a bullish week. Very nice candle, not an engulfing candle, but we had an overall bullish week. The market started a little bit to the downside, so let me break down for you the last 5 days of price action because I love doing this. As you can see right here, we opened a little bit bearish and then the market nicely impulsed to the upside, so it was still looking short. As you can see, the daily EMA was sitting right here and we had a push, pullback and a push, and this could have been a pullback for a lower high formation for the market to continue down. But then the market created this indecision candle, which is pretty nice because it creates a high and a low. So we have to see the next day where the market is going to go, and we can potentially have to look for confluences on the lower time frame. And actually the high of this wick right here on the daily time frame, yeah, this is on the 4-hourly, but this is the high of the previous day, served us as a pretty nice support, dropping to the 4-hourly time frame. And as you can see, we started with a little bit of consolidation, and the market during New York session nicely exploded to the upside to create that high. And actually what I always do, guys, is I trade the most recent market structure and price action. So it doesn't matter to me that the market is trending like this. I don't look at the market from this perspective, but what I see is that on the 4-hourly time frame, the market emerged above, created a high, broke the structure, broke above the EMA. So what I was looking at is for a continuation on the dollar. And as you can see, the next day we nicely during New York session again, as you can see, 1 o'clock my time, nicely punched into that area to grab the liquidity with a very strong bearish candle, potentially triggering some sellers as well, which was the trick. And then the market consolidated for a little bit and nicely pushed into the highs to create a high. So overall, as you can see, a bullish week for the dollar, nicely respected EMA, and actually right now I'm pretty interested to see how the market is gonna open. But again, guys, don't rush immediately because potentially we're having a big wick right here to fill, and the market can potentially come back a little bit lower to fill that wick, to tap this support and resistance level. Like I can catch this whole wick, but the zone becomes a little bit too bigger, so I'm gonna keep it like that. And as you can see right now, we're having that push, a pullback, higher low formation. Even if I drop the fib, you can see that it's aligning very nicely between the 50%, 61.8% Fibonacci. So I am bullish on the dollar for now. There are a few scenarios that might change my bias if the market pushes into the highs to create a double top and fails to break or just fakes out and then retest, and then it can continue lower. All right, that's perfectly fine. So as I always say, guys, let's see what Monday has for us. I am bullish for now. What I will be waiting for is for a little pullback to the downside to grab more liquidity, and then we can start heading to the upside. And as you can see, perfect opposite correlation on Euro USD. We're having a nice bearish candle to the downside. Not really an engulfing candle, almost, but we are seeing the bearish pressure. So this week can actually tell us if you just expect what the next week could be. Well, we would say continuation to the downside, right? Dropping to the daily time frame to break down what happened. Well, it's exactly the same. We have a look, guys, how Friday closes, very bullish, and all the people are expecting longs. And we actually had that break and retest of structure right here, and we were forced to take longs. We didn't take any because this was Monday, and then you can see on Tuesday the market just plummeted to the downside. And then again we had the same retest, pullback, and then the market created the lower low, and right now we are sitting down there in this area. So as for the daily time frame, it's kind of changing to the downside, which which is pretty good. But dropping to my main time frame, so have a look, guys. This is where we were expecting the longs. So the market created a nice push. So we opened with a gap. The gap was filled. The market tested, and it was providing a setup. But if I drop to the hourly time frame or even the 15-minute, the market never broke structure. Even if I jump on the 15-minute, you will see the market was perfectly trending to the downside and never broke above. It never provided the entry to one of my strategies. So we didn't take any longs on this one. And then the market plummeted to the downside. What happened later is the market pulled back for a beautiful lower high right here. Personally, I didn't take trades on Euro USD. Yeah, this was a beautiful trade right here from this lower high formation. And if I drop to the 15-minute time frame, you will see the break in the retest. We had members actually taking this trade, but I think I wasn't at the PC. Yeah, I wasn't trading this one because you can see it was 7 o'clock. And this is not tradable time, but as you can see, nice run into the highs, double top, break, retest, EMA confluence, absolutely perfect. Your stop loss is safely above. And then as you can see, you suffer a little bit of drawdown, Asian session, then Frankfurt opens and we go to take profit. And this was actually the only trade on EU that we took. I didn't personally, but yeah. So what can we expect for this week? Well, we can see that the market is perfectly turning bearish. We had this major lower high, and right now the market is actually creating another one, which is right here. So this one is no longer relevant. And this is a nice break and retest. So similar to the dollar, right now the market pulled away from that area. And when I see the market pull away like this, I don't want to sell right here because it's already too low. What I want to see is the market to come back again, to grab the liquidity and to create an hourly double top. So this will be an area of interest to me, and if the market comes back right here, provides me with the rejections, provides me rejections like this, or even like this could have been a beautiful short opportunity right here. So let's see if it pulls back, and then potentially I'm gonna be expecting a lower low, then potentially a pullback, and then we continue down. So having a bearish outlook on Euro USD. Again, guys, don't rush to hit sell. Let's wait for Monday to play out, because usually Monday sets like a little bit of a fake move, sets the foundation, and then actually Tuesday goes. All right, so Euro USD, bearish outlook again. Let's see, what do we have? Euro JPY, it was a beautifully moving pair. However, unfortunately for us, it didn't provide the setups that we trade. So let's have a look. As you can see again from the weekly time frame, very nice bearish engulfing candle. And what I can see is that we had a break in the retest even from a weekly perspective after creating this consolidation at the top. Dropping to the daily time frame, you're gonna see it clearly. We had accumulation on top, or distribution I should say, a nice introduction of selling pressure and a nice corrective pullback right here. And then the market opened right here on the 12th of October with a straight bearish engulfing candle, actually starting to set for the week, setting the bias. And then again, we had continuation, and then the last 2 days for consolidation. So unfortunately, this was the first opportunity right here from a lower high after the market broke that structure right here. Hence why I was hesitant to be looking for longs on EU, because EJ actually broke below. And then the second opportunity was around these areas, not sure exactly where, but I'm gonna drop to the lower time frames and I'm gonna show you. So first opportunity, unfortunately, dropping to the hourly time frame. As you can see, first it tapped the area, flushed down, again it tried, flushed down, and again the last try returned into that area again. Then it flushed, and this was actually our tradable hours. However, the market just tapped the area and just disappeared into the downside. No retest, nothing. And we usually have a little strategy around this one, that we always look for a retest. Not always, but most of the times we'll enter in a retest, but this one did not provide even a wick to the upside. It just flushed to the downside. And yeah, so I'm currently working on something potentially to be able to catch those trades, but it's a little bit tricky. So this one, no opportunity. And then actually comes the next one, which is exactly right here. Yep, here it is. So right here, the market consolidating a little bit. I think we tried to enter something, but again, this was the opportunity right here from these areas. I remember, because right here we had the rules play out. 15-minute time frame, you can see beautiful double top, everything was looking good, and then all of a sudden, boom, take profit. No retest, nothing. And yeah, we were pretty unlucky with EJ, but it is what it is. We managed to capitalize on the other Euro pairs, so stay tuned. I'm gonna be analyzing them as well. So beautiful trades on EJ, but unfortunately we couldn't grab any. As for right now, it looks a little bit tricky. Why? Because we failed to make a new lower low. And as you can see, the market pulled back for a beautiful lower high. But this was already Friday, so we didn't look for any trades. The market pushed lower, failed to make a lower low, and then broke the most recent structure, which is right here. And right now looks like a retest. All right. However, if I have a look where the major structure is, I would say it's right here, this little order block right here. So what I'm going to be waiting and looking for the market is to see how the market is going to develop between those key areas right here. Is it going to respect this one right here and potentially break above this one, retest and turn bullish? Is it going to come back into the major level right here, respect and then turn bearish? Or is it going to just flush, provide a pullback and then continue down? So this is how I'm looking at this pair right now, but currently I don't want to set any bias, just patiently waiting for Monday, just patiently waiting for some structure to form, and then I'm going to be striking on Tuesday after seeing actually where the market wants to go. All right, so that's EJ. We have to be a little bit more patient. Euro Aussie weekly time frame, as you can see, a beautiful bullish engulfing candle. So I really finally hope that this one is gonna exit this big weekly consolidation, because have a look, like since here, resistance, 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 support, support, support on the bottom. But this week we had a beautiful long opportunities, actually two, but one of them was during Asia and the other one was late hours as well, which was pretty bad for me personally, but I had some members taking this one. As you can see, 5 days of bullish price action after creating the double bottom, failing to break below. Very nice 4 hourly time frame. So what you can see right here is the double bottom, actually either both on the daily and on the 4 hourly as well. So it's building up the confluences. So first trade was right here after the market impulse to the upside. This was an hourly setup, and second opportunity, which was a picture perfect 2.0 setup, one of our strategies. So on the hourly time frame, what did we have right here is the market breaking, manipulating to the downside, creating a lower high, but failing to break below, and then actually breaking the most recent structure and coming back for a beautiful retest. But as you can see, the timing 23, but we actually had a member take this trade with a sell, with a buy limit started from right here, and he was able to capitalize on a very nice move to the upside, and his take profit was right here. I actually missed on a few pips, but it's not a problem. And then the next trade appeared exactly right here. After a nice push, the market pulls back, actually with a full hourly, beautiful pullback to the downside. Hourly time frame started to consolidate, started to provide us with signs that it fails to break and that the higher low is actually formed. 15-minute time frame, exactly by the rules, EMA turning a little bit flat, and then we're having a break, a break in the retest of the overall structure right here, retest with EMA confluence, and then the market went for a beautiful trade. So the trade will be taken from right here, stop loss will be below, but as you can see, 1 o'clock, 1:30, I'm sleeping by that time, but then the market went for a nice 4.24 R&R. But unfortunately I missed this trade as well, but it was just very nice to break it down for you guys. So for those trading Asian, then you know that opportunities happen on all sessions. So right now Euro Aussie is a little bit tricky because it's staying in this consolidation box, major high and major low right here. So what I'm curious to see is how the market is going to react between those two levels again, because you can see the last day we kind of just consolidating, we did nothing. So right now what I'm curious to see is if the market is actually going to respect that big weekly area right here. Is it going to break above to start an uptrend, or is it going to start flushing down? So far Euro Aussie is bullish, but I'm just waiting to see some signs develop first. So stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis. EURCAD, I usually don't analyze this pair, but we took a beautiful short on it this week. So let me show you daily time frame. As you can see, the market opened and it provided us with 1 and 2 bearish days, and this is actually the day that we capitalized on, and we were pretty happy that the market actually made a lower low, because later after this daily push the market had to pull back, and currently actually looks like a lower high, and the market might start continuing to the downside. So the trade was taken from right here after the creation of a beautiful lower high. As you can see, overall trend to the downside, nice push to the downside right here, pullback 1, 2, 3 candles. This is 12 hours worth of rejection. Then dropping to the hourly time frame, we're having a beautiful impulse to the downside and a beautiful corrective phase. EMA tap as well, consolidation, then the market breaks minor structure, comes back for a retest and flushes to the downside to hit take profit. And if I just show you the entry as well, it was actually after the market broke, so it was a little bit low. It was right here, and we got in that wick. So the entry was right here on the wick. The stop loss was conservative above the structure, and the take profit was with the strategy that we use with the Fibonacci. So it's right here at the 27 extension to the pip for a nice 3.16 R&R. So this was a beautiful trade, and then the market decided to reverse, and we couldn't capitalize to the upside because not much clear opportunities were provided. So yeah, in terms of price action as for right now, it's definitely not looking good. It's kind of push, little pushes, little pullbacks, little pushes. Now right now we're having a break and a potential retest of minor structure. So just giving some time on EURCAD, and let's see what it will do for next week. And the final euro for today is Euro Swiss franc. As you can see, a nice bearish weekly candle dropping to the daily time frame. We can see an overall bearish price action, push, pullback, and 2 days of push. And the final day we're having a little bit of a pullback, so which looks pretty nice. And then dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, the trade that I took was right here, and you will like see, yo bro, you are so mad. So we have this push to the downside. We're having a nice and a corrective phase. We're having this bearish engulfing candle right here, and then a little retest. So I'm gonna show you where my entry actually was. It was on the break of this structure right here. So we had the break, and then this big wick triggered me in. So I was short right here in that zone. My stop loss was above the structure, like it was 4 pips and something. And my take profit was, again, according to my take profit rules, it was around these areas right here. So I took, yeah, oh, why is it like this? So yeah, maybe my stop loss was below right here because I took a 1 to 2 on this one. And I just want you to see where it went. It went for like 10R. But yeah, I was like, okay, so am I risking 3 pips right here for 7 pips? But the pip range on Euro Swiss franc is a little bit strange. So it was actually a pretty strange trade. I didn't trust it too much because it looked a little bit too low, and that support level right here worried me. But support levels are meant to be broken. So this one resulted in a massive trade. Unfortunately, I got away with just a 2% on it, but that's perfectly fine. So this is the final trade for the euro pairs. Right now, I'm still expecting shorts, but I definitely need to see some more price action into Monday. So yep, this is Euro Swiss franc. I hope you extracted something from those euro pairs. All right, let's have a look at the Aussie starting from AU weekly time frame. As you can see, a beautiful engulfing candle on the week, which is pretty nice. Then daily time frame, so the market first manipulated into the highs, and this is why I spoke in my last Instagram post. You have a beautiful push, beautiful pullback, rejections right here, bearish engulfing candle, you go short, you get stopped out, and then the market actually goes in the direction that you wanted it to go, and this happens every single time. However, how we traded this market is we waited for the market to provide us with the direction. So first we were looking for longs, that's true. We had that push, we had that pullback, so potentially long opportunities right here, but then the market actually broke below and pulled back for a beautiful lower high formation. So this one turns into a lower high right now, and this one is the next lower high, and then we actually plummet to the downside. I didn't take Aussie USD. I was trading Aussie JPY, and I'm gonna show you. But right now, the market is creating a little bit of a consolidation right here at the bottom. So we're having resistance and we're having support. What I would expect on this one though is for it to pull back a little bit more, like to pull back in around those areas and to create like a Fibonacci area, at least 38.2. The EMA is sitting right here, so I think definitely we should tap the EMA, and then we're going to reverse to the downside. So I am having an overall bearish outlook on Aussie USD, but currently I don't see a trading setup, and I'm just going to give it some time because I don't like this consolidation at the bottom, this distribution phase, because we can potentially start pumping to the upside as well. So let's see how Monday opens. Let's see the direction. As you can see right here, Monday showed the direction, and then on Tuesday we strike. Let's do this again, and then we start capitalizing. Aussie JPY, exactly the same, a beautiful engulfing candle, even stronger, and we had a beautiful short opportunity that I'm leaving a lot of money on the table again, but this is me, I'm working on it, guys. So 5 days of bearish price action, beautiful. And again, we had the same thing right here, nice push to the downside, pullback, bearish engulfing candles, top hunt to the upside, and then we actually go down for a lower low. So even from a daily time frame, what I forgot to tell you on AU is that we are in a daily lower low, so we should definitely expect some sort of a pullback from a daily time frame, so we can see short-term bullish price action on the 4-hourly time frame. But the opportunity, again, nice push to the downside, and this actually broke this structure right here on the left. It broke it to the downside, so there was no longs right here. Break below, pull back, beautiful rejections around those areas. So we're having a lot of 4-hourly rejections, dropping to the hourly time frame to have a look how the market is reacting to that area. We climbed up nicely, bearish engulfing candle to introduce the pressure, pull back around 50% of the bearish engulfing candle, and then on the 15-minute we actually have one of our patterns. Here it is. Break below, retest, a little bit scary right here, very scary actually. I always question myself when the trades are like this, but when the stop loss is safely above 15 pips, take profit was nice as well. Again, I left a lot of money on the table. I took around 2.20. I think it was 2.30, so maybe my stop loss was a little bit smaller, but as you can see, beautiful, nice. Tap the level, very accurate take profit levels, and then starts to consolidate. But then again, guys, I want you to have a look. Yeah, if I only hold these trades, oh man. But yes, definitely working on it. It's it's still a psychological thing of me that I just want to take my profits and just run away. But definitely I have to train my patience a little bit more, let those setups play out because they are just beautiful. So as I said, guys, right now I'm expecting a daily pullback. So we're having the same situation right here, having this high and having the low that failed to be broken and a daily lower low. So this can either just continue to flush to the downside or it can just pull back into this area, consolidate for a little bit, maybe fake out to the upside, then break, retest, and then we can start pumping to the downside. But again, I would expect maybe at least 1 or 2 days of bullishness. So maybe Monday we'll push up, maybe Tuesday we'll consolidate, and then maybe on Wednesday and Thursday we're gonna start creating a downtrend. All right, so Aussie JPY having a bearish outlook but being extremely patient because I feel that there's going to be a pullback. But if the market just flushes to the downside and starts to make bearish structure, then of course I'm gonna start shorting. All right, so hence why stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis. Let's have a look at the NZDs as well. I didn't like the price action of them, and as you can see we're having a bearish week, but it's a little bit like smaller than on the Aussies. Daily time frame, you can see 3 days right here of consolidation, so I really gave up on that pair, and all of a sudden we just plummeted to the downside, but nothing really major. And actually from a daily time frame, we're sitting in this consolidation right now. The direction is not entirely clear, so I am not liking the NZDs. But as you can see, a nice consolidation box right here. The market nicely breaks below, and right now we're actually tapping the EMA right here and creating a potential lower high. So really interested to see if the NZD is gonna push lower. So this is first signs. We don't know what's going to happen on Monday. It can start reversing up as well. And definitely your highest probability trade will be just to wait to see a lower low form and then look for the pullback to capitalize when the momentum is already to the downside. All right. So NZD USD looking for shorts from that area. No trades were taken on this one. So let's have a look how it develops. And actually I'm going to just quickly go to NZD JPY because it's exactly the same bearish candle, but not that much. Then dropping to the daily time frame. This one, because it was influenced more by the JPY, there was a potential trade. Why? Because we formed a little double top right here. The market broke and it was providing those retests. But if you saw Aussie JPY, it was way clearer than this one. So this one provided the same setup right here, bearish engulfing candle, pullback right here. So we could have taken a short and it was exactly the same, but Aussie JPY already turned bearish. So it was much better to take. And right now, actually, we're having that push to the downside. A little bit of a complex correction, but again, I would start expecting some shorts. So let's have a look. It's very early, way too early. The hourly time frame is just forming the level, so we can expect definitely the market to pull back into that area again to manipulate or just to consolidate a little bit more, and then potentially I'm gonna be looking for shorts. So NZDs, short bias, but be patient. USD JPY weekly time frame, me and the team took a loss on this one, so let me show you how it went. As you can see, not very nice weekly candle. This market has been creating some pretty strange price action, just staying at one place. Daily time frame, so we started nicely bearish, we pulled back a little bit, then we created a bearish engulf, and then what we expect the market is to continue down. However, it didn't. 4 hourly time frame, how did we trade it? This one, this opportunity, I didn't get in it. It traced a little bit too high, but it was actually perfectly into the order block right here. Nice push into the lows to create a lower low. This is what I love trading, as I told you. And then we pulled back exactly right here, which was looking like a beautiful lower high formation. Forget this price action on the left. Hourly time frame, what do we have? There were actually 2 opportunities provided on this one, but I just took the first one after this bearish engulfing candle and after the stop hunt to the upside. And then on the 15-minute, here is the trade. We had the break of the structure. Entry was taken right here. Stop loss above, take profit below. And as you can see, the market ran again into the highs. Stop out. And then actually some of my members tried to re-enter, but unsuccessfully. Again, fortunately, they got in right here and they went break even after the market broke the lows, and then another break even trade. So USD JPY just wasn't meant to reverse, and it's fine. It's just a loss, absolutely perfect because we stick to the rules. However, CAD JPY provided us with a massive short that we took as well, which really not equaled, but made more for the loss right here in UJ. So right now, if I just have a look at this structure, guys, when you open your chart and when you see this, it's unclear to me personally. So what I do when it's unclear, I mark the highs and I will mark the lows, which are right here, the major ones. And I'm going to see how the market is going to develop on Monday between those 2 areas. All right. So let's have a look for break and a retest, or either a market can continue to consolidate. Let's have a look what's going to happen. But again, patience in the current market, patience is a virtue. So let's wait for a clear direction on this one and then start to capitalize after Monday. USD CAD used to be one of my favorite pairs, but not anymore. As you can see, nothing happens on this one, dropping to the daily time frame. So we consolidated for 3 days, then we provided with a nice push to the upside, and then the market just again consolidated a little bit. So still can't figure out what is going on with that pair. We had that consolidation, so the market, wasn't really clear what it wanted to do. All of a sudden, it exploded to the upside, tapped into some sort of support and resistance or order block. This market works very nice with support and resistance. Tapped into these areas right here, potentially even a longer term Fibonacci. Oops, it's not something that I trade, so it doesn't work too good. As you can see, perfect 61.8, so probably some people took shorts right here. And then the market withdrew a little bit to the downside. So right now I want to figure out, is this bullish or bearish? And I don't know yet. So I'm just going to give it some time. I can see that there was some minor structure created right here. And this looks like a double top potentially on the hourly time frame. Yeah, lower high actually. And then the market plummeted to the downside. So what I want to see is if we're going to have a little pullback around this area, the market will create potentially a lower high. And then maybe I can try to take a short, but actually I've been avoiding USD CAD because I don't like how it moves. It's not providing nice setup for my strategy, and when it doesn't, then I just remove it from the watch list. But USD CAD, still not sure, guys, to be honest. Not sure where this one wants to go. Right now the momentum is to the upside, so this can be actually a higher low formation for the market to continue up. Hence why I'm gonna just let Monday play out and see where the market wants to go, and then potentially if a setup is provided, I'm gonna strike. But right now nothing is clear, so on to the next one. USD Swiss franc, same situation as with USD CAD. As you can see, very little actually an inside bar formation, so we can potentially expect a breakout for the next week. As you can see, we started with a little gap to the upside, the market pushed down, then we had a massive bullish engulf, and then the market consolidated for 3 days. So absolutely nothing. Dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, we see the consolidation, we see the breakout. Potential retest right here, which looked very too much like the DXY. Yeah, but the DXY made a higher high, but this one didn't. And this one right now is a consolidation. And actually, if this didn't make a higher high with the DXY, then potentially it is in a distribution phase, and potentially we can start expecting some downside on it. All right. But this is pretty simple analysis, guys. We just have to wait for a breakout, an introduction of direction. Overall, it's bearish, as you can see, but in order for me to start selling, then I definitely need to see a break, retest, and then potentially a continuation, and I'm gonna be looking for a lower high formation, or if it's to the upside, I want to see clear break above and the market to stay actually above, not just break in and break back in, but the market to stay above and then come back for a clear pullback, create that higher low formation, and then start pumping up. All right, so this is USD Swiss franc. Patience, 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 and let's wait for some momentum. Beautiful setup on CAD JPY as well. As you can see, we're having a bearish week, but nothing too much from the weekly time frame. It's in an overall consolidation, so it's not a pretty much trending market, and hence why I love intraday trading, because you don't need to go for those big moves. As you can see, push to the upside, pullback overall, so definitely looks more bullish right now as I see it, but I took a beautiful short on this one. Actually, the whole team took it. It was a beautiful head and shoulders trade, which was taken from right here. So as you can see, we were actually waiting for a little bit of longs on market open because it looked like push, pullback, support, pulled away, failed to make a hard high, pulled back in. So this was the final attempt for the market to push up, but it failed. So what it did, it actually started creating bearish price action, telling us, all right, this is reversing. And after this break to the downside, beautiful pullback to the upside, hourly time frame. Hourly time frame created this beautiful evening star formation, nice rejections into the highs, bearish engulfing candle, 50% of the bearish engulfing candle, creating a beautiful head and shoulders on the 15-minute with EMA confluence as well. So the trade was taken from right here. Stop loss as always above structure to be safe. And then again, guys, we missed a lot, but actually I have a member that is more aggressive and he left a runner, so he was able to catch more pips. But as you can see, it was really nicely developed into around 7.8 R&R. So beautiful trade on CAD JPY for this week. And I believe the final one is GBP Swiss franc that I take, but I'm not gonna break it down because yeah, it wasn't a trade that I usually take with my strategies. So yeah, as for right now for CAD JPY, we're having that push to the upside, pullback. So is it changing to a bullish market? We don't know. The hourly time frame is already shifting. So what I'm curious to see is if this area is going to be respected, then a new high is going to be made. Similar in this occasion, I first wait to see where the market wants to go, and then I strike. So let's be patient with CAD JPY and let's see what we're going to have for next week. All right, guys, the GBPs complete madness. So it's been just up, down, ping pong. It's just not nice price action on those pairs. As you can see, daily time frame. So we start right here with a little bullish candle, then we have a nice bearish candle, then we have a big bullish candle, and then we have a nice bearish candle again, and Friday consolidated. So pretty much nothing. It's overall bearish, but once I drop to the 4-hourly time frame, have a look. The market opens right here, a little bit of a consolidation, then we have a huge push to the downside. All right, so potentially I'm gonna be start looking for sales. But then the market does this, a huge push to the upside. So again, I'm like, okay, I don't want to take shorts from the up here because the momentum is to the upside, and I actually tried to take longs around these areas, but my setup wasn't provided. And then again, huge push to the downside into support right now. And what did that market do this week? It just pushed down and pushed up. That's it. I know some people that capitalized on this one, which is very nice. I actually tried to catch a trade on GBP Swiss franc. I'm just gonna quickly show you later. But right now, what do I expect on this one? Well, again, here are a few key levels, guys. So this one is major, this one is major, this one is a little bit minor right now because it's forming. The EMA is sitting nicely right here, so potentially acts as dynamic resistance and wants to push the price lower. So if the market breaks below this area, comes back for a lower high formation, then I'm gonna be looking for shorts. But if the market potentially breaks above this area, let me grab the 2, breaks above, comes back for a retest, then I can start looking for longs. All right. So the GBPs are pretty nasty in the past few weeks, as you can see, even from right here, from the beginning of October, let's say last September days, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, not clear. Not clear, and this is because of Brexit. They're having the talks coming right now. Uncertainty is very high, so make sure to be careful when trading the GBPs. And as you can see, GJ, actually this short setup right here was way clearer than the others. But again, weekly time frame, nice bearish engulfing candle, so potentially we might look for shorts into next week. Daily time frame, the market opened on top right here, nice bearish engulfing candle and a nice pullback, so GJ actually looked better for shorts. And if I drop the FIP, I think this is around 78.6. Yeah, almost 78.6. So this is nice for some people because it came really high actually to retest that area, and it provided with a nice short, but I didn't take it because I didn't like the price action at all. Huge bearish push followed by a huge bullish push. I usually don't want to see this. After a bearish push, I want to see corrective price action, not impulsive like this. But yeah, overall it consolidated right here, and potentially on the 15-minute, there could have been a trade around these areas right here, break a retest, another retest, but I just didn't want to trade the GBPs, all right? But yeah, overall sell bias. As for right now, again, we're having this major structure to the downside. I have all of those wicks. So I'm going to take an average like this, and I'm going to see how this area is going to react to these areas right here. So yeah, the EMA is sitting right here, reacting as a dynamic resistance. So what I want to see again is very similar as GBP USD, break below, pullback, and continuation, potentially. All right, if the market starts to push higher, then it potentially gonna turn into a consolidation. So yeah, this is the GBPs. Even if I go right now to GA, this looks much better. This looks much better, not to lie, because right here we had a push, weekly pullback, and right now a continuation. It definitely looks like longs. Daily time frame, again, we opened bullish, bearish day, then we had a nice impulsive move to the upside, creating a hard high. And then on the 4-hourly time frame, again, I didn't like this because I don't trade this. I don't trade the market strongly pushing to the upside and then strongly pushing all the way down, and then all of a sudden, boom, hard high. So this is definitely some more like support and resistance, supply and demand areas, but this is not what I trade. It's something that I'm currently looking into because yeah, you can have multiple strategies, but I'm a master of trend continuation and I actually focus on this one only. But as you can see, support right here, not sure why, but it just exploded to the upside, pullback, and there was actually a long setup right here according to my strategy, but it was overnight, and it was exactly the same as Euro Aussie, if you remember. As you can see on the 15-minute, what do we have? The market consolidating, break, retest, and you can potentially get in a long trade, maybe take profit right here, but then the market stops us out at break even if we didn't take profit, so actually pretty much anything. And yeah, those are the GBPs, guys. Waiting for some clear direction. Be careful because we're having the talks upcoming as well, and a decision to be taken. And the trade that I took on GBP Swiss franc was right here, long setup. After I see this introduction of bullishness, I thought the market is going to continue up. We had that little consolidation right here, and on the 15-minute, we had this little manipulation, this little double bottom right here. So I took actually my trade on the 5-minute. This is not something that I usually trade, guys. It's something that I'm currently learning how to do. So my trade was taken from right here, from that wick after the market broke and retested structure. Stop loss was below this, and I was targeting a nice higher high. The R&R was huge. Then the market pushed higher, higher high, higher low, higher high. So I went break even. Then I got stopped at break even, and the market actually reversed on me. So this was a little trade that I took on GBP Swiss franc, and this is how I'm going to wrap up the GBPs. Nothing too much. Have a look at this one. It's just consolidating, doing nothing. So definitely, guys, let's wait a little bit more for those pairs to develop, and then we gonna start striking. Let's have a little look on gold. So as you can see, an overall bearish week, and actually I expected the sellers to come in. So just analyzing the last 5 days, the market opened right here, 12th of October, consolidating a little bit of the top and then massively flushed lower, and then 3 days of consolidation. So right now, gold, we definitely have to dive deeper to have a look, because this can be a huge push and this is a nice correction. But again, first of all, we need to see the market change, guys. Don't try to catch the bottom before the market has shown you that is actually turning bullish. Of course, if you know what you're doing, that's perfectly fine and the R&R is good. But just don't try to blindly enter at some places, because have a look at this one. So the market broke below, pulled back, and this was actually an hourly setup. Push, pull back, rejections right here. So this was a beautiful short. I didn't take it. And then the market, what it did, created the low and created a high. Did it break the low and the high? Nope. So what we have to wait for right now, you already know, we have to wait for the market to show us direction. All right. So either a push, pullback and a break, or either a push, pullback and a continuation. All right, so this is my outlook on gold. It's pretty simple. I just want to see where it wants to go, because right now we've been in a consolidation for 3 days. Again, the uncertainty is high. We're having elections upcoming, the talks, Brexit, COVID again starting to strike. Everything is so uncertain right now. So if you see some large, huge moves, then it's definitely news affected, and the market is becoming a little bit strange. So again, be patient, guys. Reduce your risk potentially if you want, and yeah, just be conservative. It's a little tip from me. And wrapping up the video with some outlook on the indices. As you know, I've been documenting them for a few weeks right now, so I'm not trading them, guys. Completely honest, I'm not trading indices. I know some of you are mad about US30 and NASDAQ, but I totally feel more about FOREX, because it's much clearer and it provides better structure. This one is very good, but it's really news influenced. So whatever the economy, whatever the stocks are doing, so I definitely think you should have a little bit more of a fundamental understanding. But of course, it definitely works with structure. But I would advise you to trade the lower time frames of it, because it, like, when you see the market is bullish on the hourly time frame, take longs. And when the market starts to fail to break structure, then start taking shorts. And then again, the market impulsing to the upside, pulling back, potential long, and then we keep longing until the structure is bullish or bearish. So as you can see, I had this level right here. The market breaks, retest, breaks, retest, breaks, retest right here, but then fails to make a new high and makes a nice push into the downside. So potentially we can start looking for shorts. But again, this is not how stocks moves. How stocks move, because they usually do move to the upside. And if you're taking shorts, make sure to be careful, because usually the short moves are really short-lived. So rather focus more on the long side of it. As for right now, deleting my analysis again. Key areas to focus on. So I'm going to be focusing on this level to be broken, because we're actually approaching the highs. Yeah, we still have a lot to walk. But yeah, we're approaching the highs. Right now, I see this as a higher low formation, so I want to see how the market is going to react to it, and if we are potentially going to impulse to the upside and break the structure. All right. And we have the lows, and if the market breaks below this low, then we are potentially in trouble. All right. So right now, as I said, COVID is starting to strike again. So definitely curious to see how the stocks are going to develop. And as for NASDAQ, yeah, this one was a little bit tricky. This is the only thing that I had from the previous week, and the market just started with a strong impulse to the upside, consolidate a little bit. As I told you, when the market starts to fail to break above structure, start to orientate yourself towards taking shorts. It created that high, push to the downside, pull back potentially, so you can start taking shorts on the hourly, push, pull back, push, pull back, push, pull back, push, pull back. And once the market stops breaking below, then you can start looking for longs. All right. As for right now, yeah, I'm short biased on this one. Why? Because we have this order block as well. The market pushed higher, rejected this area, and right now it's starting to pump to the downside. So what I'm curious to see is if the market is going to break above this area, retest, and continue lower, or if it's going to find support from that area, break above, retest, and go higher. All right. So it's just pure speculation, guys. Again, I'm not a master of indices. Probably you know better than me. Completely honest, but I'm just trying to learn and see the patterns of how those things work. All right. here we are at the end of the video, guys, and I really hope you extracted something valuable from it. I shared a lot of setups as well, so totally go into your chart journal, have a look how you can enter, have a look at those little pieces of advice that I always give you, because I have already testimonials of people building a strategy just from the weekly outlook and actually killing the markets. All right, so thank you for staying up until now. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, because it really helps me. Leave a nice comment below, always love seeing them, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Sorry for not being active in terms of educational videos. I'm having a few assignments to do as well, because I'm finishing university as well. So stay tuned, and yeah, see you on my next video, and have a crushing week.